Hey guys, Jess here. I'm back, and tonight we are doing another 20-minute motivator. I've got some layouts to put away, and so I'm carving out time to do so before this stack gets any larger. So I hope you will join me and pick a task of your own for the next 20 minutes to accomplish. I don't even know if this will take 20 minutes, but we'll see. And we're going to jump right in. So I'm going to get my phone, set the timer, and we're going to get started. All right, 20 minutes, there we go. And it is the new year, and you know, I always think the new year brings that sense of like cleaning out and just tidying up and kind of making things fresh and new for the new year to kind of set yourself up for success. And I have definitely been in that like mindset lately. So like I said, these layouts have been sitting there for a while, so I need to take care of them. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to start with this, and then we're going to see where it goes from there. But definitely wanted to at least dedicate 20 minutes to these for sure. So this is one of the more recent live layouts that I've done. But what I do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of separate out by kind of like by category. Well, this one doesn't have a photo yet. And what album essentially I want them to go into, and then I'll go grab the album to put them in. It's so nice, you know. I take a long time to put layouts away, but you know, it's kind of nice to go back and revisit what you've done and remember all the fun layouts that you created. This has got to be one of my favorites. I absolutely adore this layout so much. But yeah, oh, that's a memorabilia. Never know what you're gonna find in these piles. And this is another one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, so fun. But yeah, so you know, I try not to put too many of the layouts. I try not to let them stack up too long because they get a little crazy, but I also don't mind them building a little bit because I can reminisce and look through, which is really nice. That one's cute. This was a close to my heart kit, and I saw it in the catalog, and I'm like, I need to make this layout because I just think it's so sweet. It was perfect for his first day of pre-K. So fun. And it just, I also find like putting layouts away is Wyatt made this layout for his birthday. We had he had a Paw Patrol birthday, and so I asked him if he wanted to make a layout with me because I made one, and he said yeah. So he put together this layout. It was his choice, and then I just added a couple of tags for family members to write him a birthday message. And there's another one I made that goes along with this, but it's so sweet that he put this together. Oh, but anyways, I think that also like the nice thing about putting layouts away, it motivates you or inspires you. Like I'm looking at all this and I'm like, oh, I just want to create layouts. Like I'm so excited to like dive in and get creative. So that's another good reason to take some time and put your layouts away, because you're going to be reinvigorated and inspired by your own work, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, a tape dot on this one. Sticking to one another. This was fun too. So yeah, so what are your scrappy goals for the new year? What are your organizational scrappy goals, should I ask? Or, I mean, if you don't have any organizational scrappy goals, what are your productive scrappy goals? Like, do you have an album goal, or are you one of those people that like have like, I'm gonna make a certain amount of layouts in this year? Or, you know, do you set a different goal for yourself? I myself, I don't give myself a number when it comes to layouts. I more or less just kind of give general goals because I want to always enjoy this craft or this hobby, I don't ever want it to feel like work. But I do try to set like some pretty generalized goals, like, you know, I want to wrap up Wyatt's 2020 album, or, you know, I want to get through a case of photos that I have sitting in my drawer that I printed years ago. So I have pretty general goals like that. I honestly haven't really sat down and wrote any. It's kind of just what's in my head. And another goal I have for sure is I need to get more of my mom journal done, which is way outstanding. I'm way behind on that one. All right, let's get our first album. I actually think I need some page protectors. So I don't know if I have any in this album here. But so I have, like I said, I have some general goals for things like that, but really I keep it pretty fluid. Like I kind of just scrap based on how I feel, and if I get done what I get done. And I've also started, so originally when I've been scrapbooking, I had one album per year, and I was trying to put them in like chronological order. And obviously it's kind of weird. As Wyatt gets older, I don't snap as many photos. And so I have less layouts to create. Like when he has a whole album just like for his first like 3 months of life, it feels like. But so I've also kind of relaxed, I guess, on my chronological order. Like I have one for the year, but I don't worry about, for my 12 by 12 albums, I don't really worry about like putting them in exact order. But for like my Project Life, like yearly albums, my smaller layouts, I still try to do that. But I'm finding I don't need a whole album maybe for the entire year anymore. I could fit maybe 1 year and maybe part of another year. So I'm relaxing on that a little bit, if that makes sense. I'm not being so worried about, oh my gosh, I cannot combine 2020 with 2019. I've kind of let that go. My type A, you know, wants to say no, it only can be 1 year, but I've kind of let that go because I'm wasting space. So I've come to terms with that, so I've started to do that this year. So we need some more page protectors. So yeah, I'm just trying to be, in some regards, just more relaxed and more fluid and free in my scrapbooking, so that I can continue to enjoy the process, and just I get done what I get done. Because I also think about, like, these albums are, you know, I love these albums, right? But these 12 by 12s especially are more, in a lot of ways, artistic. And although they tell a story, and I do have some journaling on them, I find my 9 by 12s, I think if the kids are going to want any kind of album to, like, carry on with me, and I could be wrong, but I think the kids would prefer the smaller albums, like the 9 by 12 or the 6 by 8 size, that are more story focused. So that's another reason why for the 12 by 12s, I'm kind of like letting go of them being exactly in order. And the smaller ones, the 9 by 12s, where I do the layouts in Project Life, I am trying to keep somewhat chronologically, because I really do think those are going to be the ones that the kids are going to want to have. But you know what? I really hope I'm wrong, and I really hope the kids want them all, but I'm trying to be a realist. And, you know, and saying, you know, this is my, you know, artistic outlet, and if the kids want any of it, I'll be psyched. But that's a long ways away, so I'm gonna enjoy them in the time being. But I don't know, it's just some of those thoughts that cross my mind as, you know, I come to the end of the year and start a new year and just kind of evaluate how I do things, and is there a different way? Do I like how I do it? You know, should I try a different approach? And yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on albums. Kind of a little all over the place, I guess, but and some of you are probably yelling at me like, how could, you know, how could you not have them in chronological order? Or, you know, I know some people are still very much the scrapbookers of like, they have to scrap in order, right? I'm sure some people who hop over here on my channel and have heard me say, oh, I just scrap how I feel, that probably stresses them out. Because they're just kind of like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure I have everything done in order. And I totally respect that. And I admire those of you who can keep that structure and can get your memory keeping done in an orderly fashion. I'm sure it's just, I know we have some ladies that join the Friday Night Live and they religiously do the Project Life either weekly or monthly, and it's just, I'm in awe of that. But for me personally, I just can't do it. I just can't. And I'm a very structured person, but when it comes to creativity, I like to be very fluid and free. So it's a, you know, an interesting balance I try to keep. But so anyways, yeah, I've just been thinking about letting some of that structure go and continuing to just enjoy the creative process. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Like, how do you put your albums together? Like, you know, do you have certain rules for yourself? Do you scrapbook in order and your albums have to be in order? Or are you a little more fluid like me? I would love to hear from you and get your take on that. Because I just think it's interesting how it's all the same hobby, but we all approach it in a different way, you know? And I just find that so interesting. And as you can see here, I'm just mixing all years, you know, all years of scrapping. What I do like about doing this too, because like, you know, he was only about, I think he was just about turned 2 in this photo, but I'm putting it in along photos where he's, you know, 4.5. But what I kind of like about this is that as you look through the albums, you can also see my growth and change as a scrapbooker. So that's kind of cool too. You know, when you look at his first year album compared to a later album, you can definitely see how much I've grown as a scrapbooker and how my style has changed over the years. So I think that's kind of neat too. All right, so that's wise. Oh, I need to add his birthday layout too. I don't know where the other one. I have his other one somewhere, but I'll add this one in here for now. I'll find it. Might be in his other album. I should probably look, but we'll just tuck this in here for now. That'll be fine. So as far as other scrappy projects, like I told you, I'm gonna work on my mom journal. I have I had bought one of the 10x8s from Ali Edwards, so I'm really hoping to I'm going to be tackling that as an annual album this year. Instead of the typical 9x12 that I do, I'm actually going to do a 10x8 this year for Wyatt's yearly album. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to incorporate a lot of hybrid scrapbooking, kind of like I did December Daily. Like I plan on carrying that style throughout that album. So I'm really excited to see how it comes out. Alright, so we just have a 9x12. Yeah, and I subscribed to the Ali Edwards Story of the Month kit. I believe it's called. And so again, I'm really looking forward to that. I really love her kits. Oh, I already had a blank one here. I like the simplicity and the modern style. So I'm gonna see, I subscribed, and so I'm excited to give them a whirl, and there's some workshops that go along with it. So it's a bit of a new style for me, but I'm really excited to try it and see how it goes. So she's got a lot of different kits and courses and classes. It's a bit, I'm in awe of it, and it was a bit kind of overwhelming to try and decide which one to choose. But I'm trying to get better at storytelling. I'm not a person, I talk a lot, and I'm sure you guys know that. You've noticed that in my videos. I talk a lot. But when it comes to actually writing a story, I have a really hard time getting it down on paper. So I'm really looking forward to the Allie Edwards kit to try to help me get better at telling the stories in writing form rather than talking about them. So yeah, I think maybe if I was to put that would probably be my ultimate goal for 2022, is to become a better written storyteller. So like even with my December daily, my stories were pretty short and sweet. And I kind of, in some cases, wish I, was better at telling the stories so they'd have a little bit more detail and be a little longer. So I think that's a good goal. I think I'm gonna give that a try. So definitely want to do some more Project Life as well. I have lots of Project Life I need catching up on. So I'll probably make some base pages. What I do is I just print a bunch of photos and I spend a night just putting them in the sleeves, and then I can just pull them out and scrapbook them when I feel like it, which is always nice, because sometimes you don't want to do like a big involved layout, a 12 by 12 layout. Project Life is nice when you just want to do a little bit of scrapbooking, and I feel always very accomplished because you tell a lot of stories in a smaller space. So it all depends on what mood I'm in and what I scrap. But I definitely want to get some more of those prepped so I have them ready to go. Alright, we need some more page protectors. And, I've also been going through my supplies. I learned a lot about myself doing December Daily this year. And kind of how, what supplies I gravitate towards, what I'm always seeking out, and how I like to seek them out. So when I originally created my December Daily kit, I separated what I had for supplies in kind of two different categories, like a traditional Christmas and more of a modern Christmas. And so I stuck with traditional this year, and so I put out all the ephemera, all the papers, all the stickers, all the stuff that went along with traditional Christmas. And I can tell you throughout my December Daily, there's a lot of the ephemera, specifically like the paper ephemera or the die cuts, I didn't reach for them. And I think part of the reason is because they were just all in a pile. And I think the other part of the reason is just I didn't really love them all that much. I prefer the little word phrases or the little round stickers or stars or hearts, little banners and stuff like that. I really learned a lot about myself and what I seek out when it comes to documenting, at least in that manner. But I also have a flavor of embellishments I like when I do a 12 by 12. So these next couple of months, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly go through my supplies. I'm going to weed through and really be honest with myself and pick out, like, do I absolutely love this? Or, you know, is it, oh, time's up. 20 minutes is up. Sorry, I didn't have the volume on, but it's been 20 minutes and I'm almost done, a little while longer. So stick around if you want as I continue to chit chat and put these away. Or if you just wanted to do something productive for 20 minutes, you're free to do whatever you please, but I hope you stick around for the rest of the video. So anyways, I've really started to learn, like, I'm holding on to supplies because they're part of a kit and I feel like I should keep them. But in all reality, I am honestly never going to use them. So that is my goal for organization this year, to really streamline my supplies to those items that I'm only going to use and that I only love. And I know I've done that in the past, but I haven't done it holistically, and I haven't done it at the level that I really need to do it, because I still have a ton of supplies and stuff that I'm not reaching for. I mean, I've done some rearranging in my room as well, and I'm going through boxes and bins and drawers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this supply, or oh my gosh, if I had this out, I would have probably used it. Or, you know, this has been in this bin for a year, I've never sought it out. Do I really need to keep it any longer? So I'm asking myself all those questions as I go through my supplies. So I'm really excited to see, you know, my transition there with, you know, with reducing what I own. And I feel also too, with me reducing what I own, I am also going to feel more productive, because I'm actually going to be using up all of my embellishments. I'm not going to have leftovers, or I'm gonna have to replenish some stuff. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm just kind of going on a tangent here, but that's really kind of where my head has been at, you know, with organization lately. Really just slimming down and, you know, letting go of stuff that I really won't use. All right, this one's getting plumb full. I think we're getting close to, ooh, I could have stuck one in there, to calling this one done. And again, no real chronological order here. This is, I just toss everything in. This is what I call my album. So it's layouts that, you know, about me or my grandmother, or I throw some stuff in with me and the kids, or family layouts. But I do have, I don't even know if I have a family album actually, now that I think about that. So I have a Joseph and I album, but I don't know that I have one for all four of us that I put those layouts in. So I'm gonna have to look and see if I do, because I was just looking and I have, where is it? Oh, it's probably up here. I don't know where it is now. Like the honeycomb layout. Oh, right here. Like this should, you know, I don't mind putting it in mine, but I really feel like I just need to have a family album. And layouts like this go in that. But that's for another day, I suppose. But we got all those in here, so we just got a couple more albums. Here's an example of my older scrapbooking days. You know, close to my heart introduction, as you can see. Yeah, it's back in the day, stamping. I made my own leaves, pretty basic blocks and rectangles. I've come a long way, that's for sure, but I really love looking at this when I open the album. It just shows how far I've come with my scrapbooking and how my style has changed over the years. Alright, so we have wedding album. I think I only have one layout here. And again, I want to do some, I think I want to do some more in this album. I do have a lot of pocket pages, which I don't mind, but I don't love. Oh, I have to add a photo to this one. I didn't even know I had that in there. I have some family photos in here. Wow, my album is a little bit out of whack. Well then, we have to go and tidy those up. That will be another 20-minute motivator. But we'll just plop that in here for now. But yeah, like I have, like this one I like, but some of the other, you know, I mean, this is not terrible, but like these with the rounded corner cards, I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe I'll just leave it as is because it does have the nice snapshots in it. But I feel like I could do more. With it. I don't know. It's a nice eclectic mix. I did use some of the close to my heart like scrapbook kit pages that they have because I was literally just trying to get my wedding album together. And so I did a lot of pocket scrapbooking, but I might go back and scrap some of these photos, but you can see very basic. Later on I've got some more like creative layouts, but in the beginning pretty simple, basic, but it was a pretty collection, I must say that. I don't know, I'm looking through it and I'm like, oh, it's not too bad. I'll revisit this another day too, but I do need to finish this album for sure. So this is my husband and I's album, and I've got some layouts I need to complete. Oh, here's some of the family. So I have been putting the family layouts in here. Alright, so technically I do have a family album. I haven't looked at them for some time, so I forget. I should probably actually do that and go through. But we'll add that, and then we just have Natalie's. I tell you, it feels so good to have this done. So good. These have been collecting on the shelf for some time now, so I'm so pleased to have these put away. Right. And there we have it. Last layouts in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 20-minute motivator. We were productive. We got layouts put away. I hope you're productive as well. And I will see you guys next time. I don't know. We'll see what else we can get accomplished in 20 minutes. So have a great night. Happy organizing. Bye.